Hey guys, welcome to another video. I realized that this intro looks really weird. So basically, happy Bookmas. I'm in the guest room right now, and there's like nothing here. My bookcase is right here, but they're too ugly, and I don't want to show them on camera, so this is like all you're gonna see. But hi, welcome to Bookmas. I really wanted to post these the 1st to the 12th, but obviously I didn't, so this is the first video that you're going to see. And this is me. I'm going through a realistic work week in my life. I usually work a lot, and a lot of my books are read through audiobooks. So I just wanted to make this quick little intro and just say thanks for hopping in, and happy Bookmas once again. And just know that some of these clips are taken while I'm driving, because literally I have no time other than to drive or late at night to like record. Unless I'm magically off work, which that doesn't normally happen.
Happy Monday, everyone. It is Monday. Like I said, it is about 10 a.m. right now, and I'm almost to work. But the first book that I'm going to be reading this week is Misery by Stephen King, and I'm already at part 2 of the book, I believe. And so far, I'm enjoying it like so much more than I thought I was. The audiobook is really, really good, and I'm really hoping that I'm going to be able to have time to get into the physical book itself. But obviously, working a full-time job, it is hard for me to find time to like sit down and physically read a book for long periods of time, because I don't really want to read for like 10 minutes, you know? Like once I'm like in a world, I want to stay in it for at least a couple of hours, and just finding that time is really, really hard. So that's why I thought it'd be interesting for this week. I would see how much I realistically read in a week while working full time. Since I'm in the car, I don't want to fully get into what Misery is about, but obviously it's by Stephen King. So at first I was very, very intimidated, because I feel like when you hear Stephen King, you immediately think like, oh, his writing is probably like super smart and he uses big words and it might be confusing. No, it's actually flowing like really well. At first I was a little confused, but then I started to get it, and the way Stephen King writes and kind of is like, I don't even know how to explain it. At this point, at part 2 in the book, I'm almost wondering if it's gonna be a 5-star. Imagine me rating Stephen King a 5-star. That would mean I have to read way more of his books. So I'm really, really excited. And this book is kind of a horror, so I'm really excited. I don't know if all of Stephen King's books are horrors, but it's a horror book, and it's my first horror book, so I'm really, really excited. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, I will update you guys later and tell you more of my thoughts on the book and the book itself when I'm not driving. Okay, so I just got home a little while ago. I was able to listen to the entirety of part 3 today, which is about 3 hours long. The audiobook isn't separated into chapters, it's separated into parts. So part 3 was 3 hours long. And basically, I have this much left. There's barely anything, but I actually ran out of hours, so I was not able to listen to the rest of it, but that's okay, because I wanted to record some of my reactions, because part 3 ended on like this really crazy cliffhanger. I literally don't know what's gonna happen, even though there's this much left, so I'm assuming there's gonna be something. I wanted to quickly talk about what this book was about before I finished it up. So basically, there is a well-known author named Paul. He wrote this really well-known book series, and he has a lot of like fans and things like that. And basically something happens to him, and this woman finds him. At first, he thinks maybe in a way she's helping him, but she's actually like a big fan of his, and she didn't like the ending to the last book that he wrote. So she wants him to write a book with a good ending that she is okay with, and until then he is trapped, and she is just keeping him in her house, and it's crazy. I really didn't know what to expect going into this. I was kind of nervous to read any Stephen King books, because like I said before, it's kind of intimidating, because you know Stephen King is this very like well-known author. Like I kind of went into it thinking I wasn't going to understand a lot of stuff that was going on. It's been really easy to follow along. The only thing that I've had a little bit of trouble with is when Paul is writing his story. He's writing his book within this book,
And so it might just be the audiobook, but it was kind of confusing trying to understand exactly what was going on in his book that he was writing, if that makes sense. I know in here the font is like different when he's writing his book, but just some of the things that he was talking about in his own book, I didn't really fully understand what was going on, but I don't think that necessarily mattered too much. Like, I got the consensus of it, and that's all that matters. I'm going to finish this book right now, and I'm nervous. I kind of don't get it. So much for saying that Stephen King's writing was easy to understand, because I actually just don't get that ending. I need to, like, I don't know what, I'm gonna look it up. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Okay, so I just did some research, and like, I literally, 5 seconds have passed. Like, I just looked it up, and I was overthinking it, so I'm not stupid. I don't want to spoil for people that haven't read this book. So if you don't want to hear about what I'm going to say, like, because it's going to be a spoiler, just skip to this timestamp. So basically what I was confused about is how at the end he started basically writing a new book within the book. And I was like, why is he doing that? And also, like, what is the meaning of him doing this? And why did he keep seeing her in a way? And why was he almost like in a way missing her? But then you realize it's literally because she got him addicted to the drug, which I forgot what it was called, it starts with an N. But you know, the ending just shows how like you truly can never really let go, and in a way Annie was his addiction that way, because she supplied him with that. And because you read at the end as well that he wanted that release, like that drug, he wanted that. And it's really sad, because in a way he never gets to let this go, but then at the end it's kind of a good ending, because in a way he does have a breakthrough and he's able to write again because he's writing a different story. So that's what I was kind of confused about. I was like overthinking it, but I was really surprised by the end of part 3 too, because obviously like so much had happened to get to that point of Annie being like, you know, dead, and then the cops obviously go in the room and her body's gone, and I was like, where did she go? Like, how did she get away? But it turns out she crawled to like the barn and like died there. And I don't remember, I need to like look back, but she is dead, but on here it says her pig killed her, and I didn't really get that from what I read it, unless I read over it, but they were saying the pig got her, which would be kind of interesting in a way. Yeah, it just says they had found her outside of Misery, the pig's stall, with one hand wrapped around the handle of the chainsaw. So I don't think the pig killed her. I think she just died outside of it. Because if the pig killed her, wouldn't the pig like eat her wholly, like her whole body? But yeah, this book was like really good. I really, really enjoyed it, but I don't think it was a 5-star. I'm gonna think about my rating. I don't know, at first I kind of felt like it was gonna be a 5-star, but I think I would have liked a different kind of ending, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, like I like the ending. I guess I expected more of a bigger plot twist. I love listening to a lot of true crime, and I thought I heard a lot of like crazy stuff that has happened to people. There were some things that were happening in that book that Annie had done that really shocked me, and that's very interesting to me, because I feel like all the true crime that I watch, that I'm pretty desensitized and things don't bother me, but there was one specific thing that bothered me. So that's like, I was like, whoa, that's actually kind of rough. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna read anything else tonight, because, you know, I did read a lot today in a way. So I will see you guys tomorrow, because it is 8:13
and I want to play video games, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, bye. Okay, it is Tuesday, and I think I said before in the last clip that I'm wearing the same exact thing, by the way. It's actually the next day, I promise. Well, I did have a short day, but I was like late, so I got home later than usual, and then I had to like, you know, do house things like make dinner, eat dinner, things like that. And Kendall Watson put out a new 24-hour readathon video, so you know that I set aside time to watch that. So yesterday I finished Misery by Stephen King. I read 245 pages of mystery yesterday. Today I picked my next book, and it's a book that's not even on my TBR, and I kind of like thought about like if reading this book was a good idea because of how big it is. Any guesses on what this book is? A Court of Wings and Ruin. I'm reading this because I need to finish this series. I've been wanting to read Throne of Glass series. I could read Throne of Glass, but I don't really want to until I finish this honker of a series. And my friend read this book already, and she's like, so it was funny because I was ahead of her, and now she's ahead of me. And she's like, well, now you have to read this because like I want to talk about it, and I can't talk about it because you haven't read it. And I'm like, okay. And I'm gonna go see her in a couple weeks, so I'm gonna try to finish this as soon as I can. I got to page 43 so far. And while I could sit and read this book, I feel like that's kind of not the best idea, only because I bought the graphic audio for this. If you don't know, Spotify for some books have something called graphic audio. So graphic audio is really cool. It's different from like an audiobook. It's actually where they have different voice actors, and they have all the sound effects. And something I thought was really, really cool is if you've read ACOTAR, you know that Lucian has like an eye, like a robot eye or something, metal eye or something. So anytime he kind of comes up, sometimes his eye will make that metal sound, and I thought that was like so cool. But anyways, I started reading that today. So technically today I've read 43 pages of A Court of Wings and Ruin. And since I paid for the graphic audio for that, I want to like get my money's worth and listen to it tomorrow while I'm working. So now I'm going to think about what book I want to like start next. I have plenty of books that are on my TBR for this month. Let's see. So I have a lot of books that are on my TBR for this month, but I'm going to grab a couple that I just think would be good. So I think, I just eyed a book that I might want to read. And it's not on my TBR, okay? I might want to read this because this might be good to read while I'm reading Court of Wings and Ruin, because these don't take a lot of brain power at all. The books I was also thinking about was Heartless Hunter and Haunting Adeline, but I think I should be smart and start the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. And that's what I think I'm gonna do, which, I mean, I wanted to start the other two books because they're on Kindle Unlimited and I really want to read on my Kindle, but I think this will be a good idea. Oh, and I have the perfect bookmark for this. Butter. I think this would be perfect because it's a cafe, and what do you need at a cafe? Butter. I'm gonna start the Pumpkin Spice Cafe tonight until I go to bed. And then I'm going to continue to listen to A Court of Wings and Ruin, if you're curious. I'm also doing a spoiler vlog for A Court of Wings and Ruin. So yeah, I'm really excited to get back into this world and talk about it. And it's been really cool to get back into this world so far. And this book is really, really big. So I'm really nervous about it. I think technically this is the end to Feyre's story. And then after that, we have obviously the novella and A Court of Silver A Court of Silver Flames, which is a chonker. I just want to say one more thing. I promise I will shut up, but I just want to show that I posted on my Instagram that I had these two books, but look what I also just got today. The Christmas Tree Farm. I pre-ordered this, but dude, these books are so cute. Like, I love all of them. And you know what the other one's called? The other one is called, that's coming out March 13th, 3 days before my birthday, by the way. Sorry, I just remembered how old I was gonna be when oh God. Dude, I'm so old. Like, I'm gonna be 28 on March 16th.
This is the Dream Harbor series, but the next book that's gonna come out after these is the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. I think that's what it's called. I'm gonna feel so stupid if I'm wrong because I was just talking about this. I'm going to open up this bookmark and start the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I'm literally the same color as the chair. You just see a floating head. Ooh. Something that I can't do is listen to music while I read books. I wish I could, but like literally my brain cannot focus. So I look at all these playlists and I'm like, oh, turn the page. Because I can't listen to music while I read. I wish I could, but I can't. It is currently like 10:15-ish right now. I've been reading Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I'm on page 45 and that's chapter 5. I'm going to stop for the night because I am so tired. I just wanted to give you like my first impressions of this book so far. It's definitely one of those like insta-love cheesy romances. That's kind of what I expected going into it. But to be honest, like this isn't like a bad thing. The writing so far is like fine, but it almost feels like really, for lack of a better word, immature. I don't know, there's not like a lot of depth in the writing, I feel like, at least. And I don't know if that's just because I've been reading a lot of like fantasy and thrillers and stuff. I just feel like I'm kind of just, I don't know. But I do like the way it starts out. It starts out by Jeannie, our main character, hears something going on outside her Pumpkin Spice Cafe, which is now hers. Now she's running it to kind of get like a fresh start. But she's hearing like these noises. This is only like her first week here. So she hears these noises, she has a bat behind her, and she opens the door, and there's like this dude just standing there with a bunch of pumpkins in his hand, and she's like, oh, like, you're not a murderer. She like thought he was some kind of murderer or burglar or something, and I thought that was kind of like cute and quirky and stuff, and it's definitely, like, the writing is actually kind of reminding me of this book, Along Came Holly by Cody Hall. This book was okay, like, it's just, maybe it's just, I don't know. Something that people say about these books is that they are very similar to like Gilmore Girls. I've never seen Gilmore Girls, no idea what it's about. And before you attack me, that sounded really sarcastic. No, like don't attack me. I don't watch TV shows, I don't watch movies, I read books and play video games, and that's like it. Like I watch true crime. I just don't have the desire to like watch shows. I don't know why. I've just never been like that. I'm not really a big movie person. I'm not really a big TV person. Anyway, that's 80 pages today, but I'm tired, so I'm gonna stop for the night. And I'm trying to be realistic. Realistically, I'm not gonna sit down and finish this whole book. That just wouldn't happen, but probably not gonna be a 5. I'm gonna estimate maybe a 3.25. I don't know. Anyway, okay, good night. See you tomorrow. Okay. Let me try this again because I was a bit far. So I worked today and I did listen to quite a bit of A Court of Wings and Ruin. I last ended on, let's see, page 43, so I didn't get too like far. So I usually film on my phone and I listen to the books on my phone, but then I remembered I have an iPad. And I was like, I want to listen to the book while I do some house stuff. I gotta make dinner and stuff. And I'm kind of busy. There's another project I'm working on. So I want to work on that, and I won't be able to read probably that much tonight unless I'm like about to go to bed. And if I do that, I'd probably pick up the Pumpkin Spice Cafe again. I've been reading A Court of Wings and Ruin on the audiobook, so it's been really fun to listen to it, so I'm probably just going to continue with that. But basically, I need to figure out where I got to. Let's see. Learning about Lucian. Learning about Lucian has been so sad and makes me feel kind of bad for him. So anyway, that's where I'm at. And if you are curious about my reactions to A Court of Wings and Ruin and spoiler thoughts, I have a reading vlog coming up. You need to like chill. You stop trying to bite me. I'm at chapter 15. So technically, I've read actually 100 pages today with the audiobook. And I'm just going to continue that and listen to the audiobook while I make dinner and stuff. And if I read any of the Pumpkin Spice Cafe today, I will let you know. This is kind of confusing because I'm also filming a spoiler reading vlog, so I'm trying to like figure out which is what. Anyways though, yeah, that's about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on dinner and stuff, and I will update you if I read more of the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Okay, bye! Ow. Oh my gosh, she's talking! I haven't heard their voices yet. Ooh. Mommy? Good morning, everybody. It is 7:49 a.m. Sorry in advance if it's really loud. I can't help it. I am really busy today. I have a big day of work, so that's where I'm heading to right now. I read 165 pages yesterday with the audiobook, which is a lot. Like, I listened to it while I was working. I listened to it when I got home, made dinner, as you know. And after that, I was so tired, I knocked out. And I knew I had to get up really early today for work. So I wasn't able to read any of the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I'm still on page like 40 something, I think. I will let you know how many pages I read once I am home. And the sun is so bright. Okay, bye. Good morning, everybody. It's 10:18. Very different from yesterday. I got up late today, which is fine. Today is Friday. I wasn't able to talk or record anything yesterday because I had a last minute hair appointment. I wanted to go get my hair done before the trip, and I had to move things around in my schedule for work next week, which I'm really busy next week before my trip. But I got really far in the book, and I really want to talk about it. So I read 264 pages. There's one more part left. It's about 4 or 5 hours long-ish. Kind of want to save that for me to actually be like at least reading along with it, because I know a lot happens, and I know that there's gonna be, I'm not saying this because I know, I'm just assuming there's gonna be deaths. Okay. And I'm sorry I didn't get any clips of me actually reading yesterday. I figure I'll save the last part for reactions. And I'm really excited to finish this book. And I'm really nervous.
Okay, I've been up since like 6:30. I'm so tired today, but as you saw, I was in Barnes & Noble reading a little bit, and I've been reading Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I didn't get that far into it because I kind of wanted to look around and I have a limited time. I'm actually getting my bridesmaid's dress altered today, and I actually have to go in about 10 minutes. But I figured I'd give you a little update on this. I was on page 45 and now I'm on like 66, so like 21 pages. Is that right? This is cute, don't get me wrong. It's just like, it's not, I don't know. I think I'm just more in a fantasy mood right now, which makes sense because I am reading ACOWAR alongside this, and it's like I'd much rather get back into ACOWAR, but I'm trying to film like a spoiler reading vlog for it as well, so I'm like waiting to be at home because if I like cry or something, I can't be in the Barnes and like crying, you know? If you thought that I went in that Barnes & Noble and didn't buy books, then you would be almost right, because I wasn't gonna buy anything. But then I took one more look around before I left and I found these two books, and I feel like I never see these, and I've been trying to collect these books. I got Powerless and Hopeless, and so now the only one I need is Reckless, which I feel like Reckless is the hardest to find. I've never seen this one. My goal is to find Reckless somewhere. And it looks like it's the orange one. But anyway, these books weren't that expensive. It was like 35 bucks for both of these. I had my eyebrow appointment and my eyelash appointment this morning, and it looks like I'm wearing mascara, but I'm not. And that's like the goal. And my eyebrows are still a little red, but they were like squirrel tails. They really needed to be done. But yeah, just wanted to give a little update, mostly on the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. It's cute, but I mean, I'm not like in love with it, and maybe that's because I'm only 66 pages in, but I don't know. Anyway, well, I will talk to you guys later. I will see you when I'm home, and hopefully we'll be reading more ACOWAR or something, because I'm almost done. I think it said I have like 2 hours and 38 minutes on the audiobook, so I'm like really close to being finished. I think it was 2 hours and 38 minutes. I don't know. Anyway, I will see you guys when I'm home. What? Oh my god. I have goosebumps. I'm gonna cry. Gosh, that makes me emotional. Oh my gosh. That made me emotional. I think it's like the audiobook makes it more like, oh my gosh. Okay. That made me emotional. I'm okay. No. I swear to God. Wow. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. That was a roller coaster. I'm happy I closed the chapter on Feyre's story, and I really wonder if Elaine is gonna have a book as well. I think she might. I've heard things, but I'm not sure if it's true. But I really hope she has a book. I don't even remember what page I was on, but like obviously this week, including the Pumpkin Spice Cafe book. So far I've read 699 pages plus Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I still have a couple days left for my challenge. I started it on Monday. Today is Saturday, and tomorrow I'm really busy. And Monday I'm also really busy, so I don't know 100% if I'm gonna get anything read, but I'm going to try my best to. So the next time you see me, I will be reading, hopefully. Good morning, everybody. It is 7:57 on Monday. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I should turn the air down. Okay. I did not get to read at all yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday. Saturday I finished A Court of Wings and Ruin. And today is Monday, so it's the last day of this challenge. So I only have gotten to chapter 7 in the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I just haven't had time to read it. And I don't know, to be honest, I'm not really in a cheesy romance mood. I kind of want to read like another fantasy. I made a poll on Instagram. I guess this is a plug-in for my Instagram. So on the poll I put Quicksilver, Heartless Hunter, or Phantasma. Yeah, Phantasma. So far, Heartless Hunter is winning, and that's kind of what I was thinking about doing anyway. I definitely want to do one of those 3 for sure because they're on Kindle Unlimited. But yeah, I think I'm going to start Heartless Hunter on my Kindle. I'm going to LA soon, so next Sunday I'll be like on a flight. So I'll have 4 hours, so I'll probably read some of that. I have 3 more hours of listening time on Spotify for audiobooks. So I already looked up the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I'm going to listen to it. I don't know if that's going to be enough to finish it. I mean, I'm only on chapter 7, so I honestly don't think it's going to be. And then after that, I guess sometimes I can find audiobooks on YouTube and I just listen to them. But yeah, I will let you guys know how far I get into the Pumpkin Spice Cafe today.
Okay, if you're watching this, you've reached the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and bye! I'm just kidding. I was not gonna hate you. It's like his mustache never got finished. Anyways, I wanted to quickly run through all the books I read in today's video because I didn't really film like a good outro until now. Obviously, I filmed this video like, Boots, stop. I have a little bit of reviews, but not really. Obviously, I can't really review A Court of Wings and Ruin too much because obviously it's the 3rd in a series. I can't really do a spoiler-free review that much, like super in-depth. But what I decided on this book, I'm going to give this book a 4.5 star. I did not like it as much as the second book, I've decided. And I think the biggest thing for me is that this book is very heavy on the politics, which some of it kind of went over my head. And that could obviously be just me not understanding. If you want to see my actual like full spoiler thoughts, make sure you watch my spoiler video on A Court of Wings and Ruin coming out tomorrow. So that'll be the next day. Everyone knows what tomorrow means. I don't know why I even said that. So another book I read in today's video was Misery by Stephen King. I will say the audiobook for this is fantastic. It's really good. The person that does the audiobook for this does an amazing job at like conveying Annie and how crazy she is. Honestly, like I thought it was a really good job. And sometimes there's like music in the audiobook and it's like kind of creepy. And I really, really like that. But so this is my first Stephen King book and I don't know what I rated this. 1 minute. I read this a while ago, so I don't exactly remember my immediate thoughts. So it looks like I gave this book a 4.25. And I, at first, was really thinking this was going to be a 5-star, but I just feel like with a lot of thriller books I've read recently, they are more plot twisty. Obviously, there are plot twists and creepy things that happen and surprising things that happen in this book. I'm not saying there's like no plot twists, but there wasn't like a big mic drop moment, at least not to like what I was expecting. Like The Only One Left by Riley Sager, big mic drop plot twist moment. The Silent Patient, big mic drop plot twist moment. This just didn't have that for me, but I still enjoyed the book nonetheless. I like the setting. I like that it takes place in this one house the majority of the time. I thought that was very interesting. The ending kind of confused me. And I might have been overthinking it, and now that I'm thinking about it, I probably was overthinking it. But now that I looked it up just to make sure, and I totally understand why it ended that way, and it makes total sense now. But I guess I just still wanted a little bit more out of that ending and a little more of an explanation to things in some way. Like how have people moved on from this conflict within the book? I wanted more of that. I did not fully finish this book in this video. but I did finish it, so I want to just give my review in this video, just a really quick one. This book did not hold my attention at all. I understand why people say like, oh, it's like the perfect fall vibes. Yeah, it is, sure, but like, I get why people like this book. It's a very pretty book, very aesthetically pleasing, fall vibes, all that stuff. But I just wasn't like, ooh, I can't wait to go home and read The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. And I feel like with a lot of books, that's how I want to be excited to read it. But this kind of was dragging. And maybe it was because I was reading a lot of romantasy or something. I don't know. But I just wasn't really super interested in this. And it was all right. It just wasn't my favorite book. Like, there are a lot of books that I enjoy more than this one. And the writing kind of felt too easy to read in a way. Yeah, I mean, it was all right. I just don't know how much I'm really gonna enjoy the next couple of books in this series because it just felt really surface level, was not a lot of depth. I do enjoy more depth in the books, and you could argue and say, well, this book is really short, it's just supposed to be a holiday book. Yeah, but like there's been a few holiday books I've read that had way more depth than this and did not feel as surface level. So with that being said, I'm rating this a 2.5. I just wasn't super into it. But anyways, that is the end of today's video, and see you tomorrow for day number something 3 of Bookmas. Okay, bye.